Propel Fitness Water. With Gatorade electrolytes, zero sugar, and vitamins, Propel hydrates better than water to help you get the most out of your workout and get back to your best self. What propels you? Propel with Gatorade electrolytes.
They say everything happens for a reason, but I suspect everything happens for a Reese's. Like this commercial break. Did you need 15 seconds away from music or 15 seconds to eat a Reese's? Perhaps it's true. Everything happens for a Reese's.
Listen to the heartbeat.
Chevy is called the heartbeat of America for a reason. With SUVs made to move with your rhythm. The versatile Equinox tackles your entire day. The spacious Traverse fits your crew and your whole weekend. And Trax brings style with value you can count on. All infused with tech that has your back, so your drive always hits the right chord. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to Coach Unplugged. And now, your host, Steve Collins.
Hey everybody, welcome to Coach Unplugged. I'm so happy you decided to join us. Before we jump in, I don't do this every week, but I would love if you went over, left a review, left a comment. I listen to all of those. Give me some topics. Send over to Steve at teachhoops.com. What kind of topics do you want to hear? But before we jump into today's topic, I'd like to give a big shout out to our two sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dish, the number one shooting machine on the market. I've tried them all, and this is not only how innovative are, but the workouts and what I love about Dr. Dish is they give back to the community. If you follow them on Facebook, if you follow them on Twitter, they're always giving back to the basketball community. And you mentioned Coach Unplugged, they'll give you $450 off. Also, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. It is a one-stop shop for basketball coaches. It's resources, it's handouts, it's videos, it's one-on-one calls, it's office hours. It's a coach. It's a resource run by a coach for a coach. It's not an ex-coach, not someone that's been let go, not someone that's coaching part-time. This is what I do. And Teach Hoops helps me keep the bills on. It helps me put up these podcasts, 13 podcasts a week. Teach Hoops helps me be able to do that. And it's a roadmap for you to be successful. And let me help you in this great journey that we call coaching. But let's head off to the podcast.
But I want you to introduce yourself, kind of tell people a little bit about your journey, and then I'll jump in and we'll dive into some championship coaching stuff that I think is that maybe you can give us some golden nuggets here. But go ahead.
My name is Ryan Bleiker. I'm currently starting my 20th year coaching and teaching at Jayton. This will be my 15th year there. I actually graduated from here as well. Went to college at West Texas A&M. Honestly, I thought I was really good and I could play basketball for them. I went to the rec center once. I ran into a screen and I realized I cannot. So my dreams died on the first day of college of ever playing basketball.
That's typical, yeah.
Yeah. And even then I knew I wasn't very good. But I got my first job right out of high school or right out of college at another small town about 45 minutes from here called Rule. I was there for, about 5 years before I came over here to Jayton. And we've been on a really good run here. Luckily, we've had really good kids for about the last 12, 13 years.
What we were talking about before we jumped on is your high school has 54 students total.
Yes.
So to put it in perspective, I see 54 students before 8 a.m. probably, like just in the hallway. Yeah, I'm sure. So talk about that a little bit. Talk about coaching in a small school, pluses, minuses. How do you build things with that? Give me a sense of like how is there a big town around you? Like where Texas is like its own country, to be honest with you.
So if my wife really wants to go buy groceries at a Walmart or something, we're driving 45 minutes. That's nothing for us. If we want to go to Abilene or Lubbock, it's an hour and a half. And that's
okay.
Our grocery store burned down and they haven't rebuilt it.
Never rebuilt it. So yeah, you got a plan. Yeah.
Shipping directly to our door is a great thing.
Right.
but really, I don't see any negatives to it. Like, I guess one of the best things is we never graduate very much. So we're always able to keep our team intact. And a lot of it came when I was here, we were very successful. And my coach, he took a job at a bigger school. And, he always said more A's don't. In Texas, everything's class A, 2A, 3A. He said more A's doesn't mean it's better. And he always kind of told me he regretted leaving Jayton. And so that's always kind of stuck with me. It's home. I think if I tried to leave Jayton now, my wife she wouldn't divorce me, but she would stay. And the kids would stay, and they would say, you go, and then we'll get back together after we graduate.
Right.
The big thing about it is I have direct control over our Little Dribblers program, and I'm in charge of our Little Dribblers program.
Okay, so talk about that a little bit more.
So our Little Dribblers program, it starts in kindergarten. Our kindergartners don't travel; they just play each other. And we've moved to maybe a 3-on-3 type format with them. It opens it up; they get more scoring. We've played around with that, but then we have our first and second, third and fourth, fifth and sixth, and I'm in charge of it, and it makes it really easy to control it. And I'm not going to say I pick the coaches, but usually the people coaching the Little Dribblers are like, I coached first and second last year just because we needed them. The football coaches, the principal coaches, the superintendent has coaches. It's almost always school people coaching. And the unique thing that we do is we do our Little Dribblers, since everybody plays, we do our Little Dribblers practices in PE. So there is no comeback after school. And so we have a lot of control over.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice.
Mm-hmm. So they're not our high school runs, but we're laying the foundation for that.
Do you have a football team?
Yes. And everybody plays football.
It's Texas, man. Everyone plays football in Texas. So what is do you play each other? Like if you're 45 minutes from a Walmart, who do you play? Like
we do have about a 13 town league.
Okay.
And two of them we'll host 2 towns on a Saturday, and we'll play all day, or we'll travel. The most we travel is about 1 hour 15 to go play some of these people. But
well, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. So what do you think the key? I mean, what makes you different than the other small schools? What with this little dribble? What do you think one of the secrets to that is?
The key is absolutely, and this is going to be the answer for everything, our success, everything is this. It's our kids. Like our kids are truly different. I know everybody says that, but ours are. When I'm getting texts, I went to vacation. We went to Dallas area this summer, and I had 5 texts from 4th graders saying, hey, can you let me in the gym? And what I did, you can't do this everywhere. I left my school keys on my porch.
4th graders?
And
wow.
Keys on my porch, and they rode their golf cart over to the house. They grabbed the keys and went to the gym, and then when they're done, they run the keys back. And that we're able to trust our kids a lot, and we're able to give them opportunities that you can't give a lot of other kids because you don't trust them in the gym.
So why how is that? Like, why is that? What why are people living there? Like, what do people make a living doing other than going? I mean, like, these kids, it's obviously parenting. There's some parenting going on.
Yeah. So a lot of people here, and it's a reason I'm here. A lot of people here, they graduated from here and they know how good it was, and they want to come back so their kids can go to school here.
Okay.
So a lot of it is just this kind of people go off that, they go to college, and then they figure out a way to come back, whatever that is. There's not a ton of jobs. The Oxy plant outside of town, and the school employs a lot of people, the county. But there's not a lot, but everybody wants their kids here. And I sometimes wonder what is the difference. Okay. The parents are obviously great, but I almost wonder if we haven't just developed our own culture because we're so isolated. And
talk about that. Talk about the culture thing a little bit more. What do you think about that?
It was drilled into me when I was in school. Like I thought every place was like Jayton. Like I just thought it was. And then I go out to college and do student teaching, and I'm going through metal detectors, and I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, it's not like this everywhere else. So that pride is just kind of drilled into you at an early age. And I will say for me, when I was in elementary school, and I could watch our boys basketball team have success, and I watched our girls basketball team go to state tournaments, it just made it so much more real for me to want to do it. And I think that's a lot of it, whether it's football, we have a really good football program as well. I think those younger kids see those older kids. And here's where being a small school is also good. They're eating breakfast with those high school kids. Like those high school kids are a daily part of their lives. And our high school kids do take a large part into saying hi and maybe sitting with them here, sitting with them there. And I think it just creates this whole new drive by those younger kids to be like the high school kids that they look up to.
That's interesting. What is there anything you have found basketball wise, strategy wise, that you wish you could do this, but you have to do this, or vice versa?
Actually, no. When we came in, we struggled early because we do run motion, kind of just a 5-out motion offense. So a lot of reads, and kids have to be smart and pick it up. And early on, they struggled, but we were able to start it with our junior high. I also coached a junior high, so we were able to kind of start implementing it then as 7th graders, and then they just kind of pick it up. So by the time they get in high school, they're really good. And we have just kept that process going. And that little drill bursts, it's 5-out, but we're primarily focused on spacing. Like that's what we talk about a lot, spacing. So they're already getting that drilled in their heads.
Yeah, spacing is so big. Is there is there a championship thing? Is there something that you think is, other than the older kids taking in the younger kids, do you think there's something else that specifically is special other than, you say the kids, I'm trying to dive into the kids a little bit more.
Yeah. Kids, the parents, the parents are great here. I've had 2 parent conferences in 14 years.
Right.
And I'm not always the easiest. I'll be the first to admit I can be hard on the kids, and especially in practices. But that doesn't bother them. The other thing is like the selfless, like they're so just nobody cares who puts up the points, and the parents don't care either, which makes it really nice. So when I talk about kids, I'm also talking about parents. But also I just think the culture, the history of Jayton, and you win. And not only do you win, if you're going somewhere, if we're driving to Amarillo, which is 2.5 hours away to play a practice game, we're going to have 40 people in the stands to watch that game. And I think that means a lot to the kids. And usually they're taking the elementary kids, and they're there and they're watching. And
so explain how many kids do you have, like just a varsity? Do you have 2 teams? How does that work when you have that few kids in a school?
We'll have 25 playing basketball this year. So pretty much every boy plays. There's some exceptions, there's some kids that just focus on baseball or track, or they go to ag and stuff like that. But a lot of them play, and it's not 25. I misspoke. We'll probably have 22 or 23 playing this year. But we'll have a JV this year. We'll have 2 junior high teams, and we'll get them. We'll max everything out. A lot of times our JV will be able to go play varsities, and that's always nice for them to get that varsity experience early. So that's kind of how we run it.
So injuries got to be an issue. Yeah, I know your son got hurt this year, but those got to be like I had the worst in 35 years. I was down to I usually keep 15 on my varsity. I was down to 6 or 7 that could play. I was crazy this year. So how do you deal with that?
It's a balancing act, because since a lot of them play football, you're always a little bit nervous of that. We had a kid get hurt this year, hurt his shoulder. My son tore his ACL in football. The kid with shoulder came back around Christmas, so it wasn't a huge deal. But it's just part of it, and we don't have to.
Do you ever have number issues?
Do what?
Do you ever have number issues? Not enough kids?
Yeah, we have. I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago, we got beat in the second round, and that team had 8 kids on it total. The principal was working out with us. The soup was working out with us. Our ag teacher was working out with us. We were just doing whatever we could. Now, the quality of those kids was really good.
Right.
But so much you can do.
Yeah. So how do you deal with player development with a small school?
So this is going to be a small school thing, and this is going to be a Jayton thing. We don't do a whole lot because we get beat on football, and hopefully we get beat this year at the state, or we don't get beat. I'm hoping our last game is a state football game on a Wednesday. We will play a game on Friday. If we get beat in the playoffs on a Friday, we're turning around and playing on Tuesday. So there's not a whole lot of time there. So a lot of the kids take it upon themselves and do it themselves. During football season, they will go in the gym and they'll shoot. Sometimes they'll go in groups to go shoot, and they spend a lot of time in there. The summer, they spend a lot of time on their own in there. And we will do more individual stuff in the summer. But a lot of it is them by themselves. I like them having a little bit of a break from me. I'm also their track coach. So, it can be a lot. It's me, me, me. So they do need a break. And luckily, they do a lot of it on their own.
Right. So is there do you notice a skill that needs work on, or a skill that they're excelling at?
Shooting, we've always been really good shooters. Like that has always been it. But they spend so much time doing it that it does. And I always tell them, like, if you get in the gym, I know a lot of coaches, you won't let this kid shoot. I let our kids shoot. Like if they get in the gym, they can shoot the ball in the game. Most likely, if they're getting in the gym, they can shoot it at a
right.
So that's always been a thing with me, and so they get in the gym a whole lot, like they do. Early on, we struggled with some ball handling stuff and things like that. We kind of rely on one kid or two kids, something like that, to handle the ball, and we'd have our kids who could just shoot it. But with this group we've had probably the last 5 or 6 years, they've really been good at all of it.
So what made this team different this last year?
This team.
So compare it to your other teams too.
So the year before this one, we got beaten overtime in the state championship game, and we lost some really good seniors. Like we had some really good seniors. One that went to play D2 basketball, and this group came back, and I think that loss affected them a little bit. I think it bothered them a little bit. So they really, I don't know if it got to them. They just worked harder. But I do know that the thing with this group was mental. Like their mental toughness was off the charts. Like it didn't matter who were playing in the state championship game. According to Max Preps, we played the nation's leading scorer.
Yeah.
And
it might have been in our league. He was pretty good. It was close. I know he might have been. And definitely would know he was in the state. So talk about that a little bit more as far as, toughness. What do you mean by that?
They don't get rattled at all. And kind of what I mean is in the state championship game, we're down 7 and it doesn't affect, like there's no panic in them. Like they always trust that the process is going to work. And we talk about that a lot. They know in the second half, they're going to wear people down. Like they know you may play close early, but we're so physical. Our kids are so physical. And sometimes I think the motion offense lends to that because people have to run through so many screens. And I think it wears people down mentally. Our kids don't. They're the opposite. Like they take a lot of pride on their defense being better in the fourth quarter than it is in the first quarter.
What do you play defensively?
Run man. It's a back line type man.
Okay, and so go back to the comparison between previous years and this year's. You probably had teams with as much talent. Other than toughness, is there anything else that makes the championship team stand out?
I wish I could say like there was this one thing. This team was more athletic. That to me, which every coach wants that. This team was a little bit more athletic, 1 through, we go 1 through 7, 1 through 8. That really gave us a little bit more room for error. And I wish I could. I wish there was something I could tell you where, man, we did this and it was just, it was great. But the truth is we were just more athletic. And
are you playing teams of the same size? What's your division like? And what are the school sizes in your division like?
The top of the class goes to 105. So 1A, the top is 105 in high school.
Okay.
So we are still typically the smallest. What has got us in the past are the basketball only schools, the schools that don't play football. We've gotten beat by them in the state game twice. We've gotten beat in the state tournament, to them we've really struggled with the basketball only schools.
And why? Because they're more specialized?
Yes, they are. They've really improved because August they start basketball practice and they just do it all year. That's what they do is basketball.
What do you have rules and for off season and stuff? What does Texas rules look like?
They can go after school until the end of October, but we still have the athletic period during the day. So they still have 50 minutes during the day where they
I
can.
forgot about Texas has the athletic period. So people that are listening, explain to them what the athletic period is.
So like we have an eight period day. Our athletics is sixth period. So it's just like a normal class. We have 50 minutes to use it however we want. We usually treat it just like a normal practice, and then we roll after school and keep going. And it's really, really a good thing.
Yeah, I think Texas is one of the few that has that athletic period, I think. That's an interesting. So skill sets. Let's talk about let's talk about the tournament run first before we talk about that. So explain how your tournament works, and does everybody get into it? And
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like it. Go over and check out our other podcasts, High School Hoops, Teacher Side Gig, and then go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Have a great day.
Booking.com is the easiest way. From a day surrounded by noise to a stay surrounded by nature. That's nice. Go on, book it. It's easy. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
NFL football season is here, which means when you switch to Verizon, it feels like
Touchdown!
because you get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube on us when you buy an eligible 5G phone on select unlimited plans, which means you can watch every out-of-market game every Sunday afternoon. And it's all on us. Now that's the Verizon way to kick off the NFL football season right. Switch and get NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube on us, only with Verizon.